All right, we're here for a good triple duel match tonight between South Kitsap, Graham Kapowsin, and Puyallup. First up, we're going to have South Kitsap facing Graham Kapowsin. Then Graham Kapowsin will face Puyallup, and after that, South Kitsap will face Puyallup. Comes the South Kitsap Wrestling Wolves. All right, let's hear it for the South Kitsap Wolves. We are going to introduce all three teams by weight class individually, meet in the middle, and then we'll get through that. We're going to start off at weight class 110, wrestling for South Kitsap, Carly Forsyth. And for Graham Kapowsin, Brooke McBain. And for Puyallup, Kinsey White. Next up at 115-pound weight class, wrestling for South Kitsap, Taylor Bundes. For Graham Kapowsin, Kayla Heyman. And next up at 120-pound weight class, we have one wrestler to introduce from Graham Kapowsin, Andrea Garza. There you go, Andrea. Next up at 125-pound weight class, wrestling for South Kitsap, Rosemary Brooks. And for Graham Kapowsin, Allison Banner. And Puyallup will forfeit at that weight class. Next up at 130 pounds, wrestling for Graham Kapowsin, Shelby Ray Enos Cressy. And for Puyallup, Jennifer Huey. At 135-pound weight class, wrestling for South Kitsap, Trinity Scott. For Graham Kapowsin, Shaylin Roel. And for Puyallup, Ruby Tracer. Two wrestlers from Puyallup there. Shaylin's going to step in and wrestle for Graham Kapowsin. At 140-pound weight class, for South Kitsap, Haley Goss. For Graham Kapowsin, Olivia Gutierrez. And for Puyallup, Audrey Kuzer. At the 145-pound weight class, wrestling for South Kitsap, Persephone Miller. The other two teams don't have any wrestlers at that weight class. At 155 pounds, wrestling for South Kitsap, Sia Strohauer. Sorry. And for Graham Kapowsin, Isabella Garza. And for Puyallup, Deanna Davenport. At 170 pounds, wrestling for Graham Kapowsin, Isabella Garza. And we also have, at 170 pounds, we'll have a match between Julia Palco and another wrestler from Graham Kapowsin, Addison Martinez. Sorry about that. That's bad announcing right there. Yeah, you're right. Okay. At 190 pounds, wrestling for Graham Kapowson, Nevaeh Smothers. And Nevaeh will receive forfeits. And that's your wrestling lineup. Did I miss anybody? I don't think so. Okay, then let's everybody stand. Remove your caps, and we're going to have the national anthem sung by Annika Toimer.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rampart we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Annika. That was splendid. All right. I think we're going to start off with. Let's have the captains to the center. Sorry about that. 3 captains to the center. Not going to do that. Okay. We're going to dip right into some wrestling here, starting at 110 pounds. Wrestling for South Kitsap, Carly Forsyth. And for Graham Kapowson, Brooke McBain. If all the wrestlers could check in, please. Right on. Wrestlers check in. Carly, check in. Just make sure you're you. And it's Brooke McBain with the fall in the first round. Next up, wrestling at 115 pounds. For South Kitsap, Taylor Abundis, and for Graham Kapowson, Kayla Heyman. Kayla Hammond. Thanks, Kayla. Our officials tonight, thank you for being here. Steve Mastel, Robin Quiet, Holly Brown. Abundis in on the leg, gets a takedown. Short time here in the first round. And we move to the second round. Abundus up 2-0. And a switch right off the bat from Abundus. Extends their lead 4-0. Looking to get a turn. Abundus gets the fall in the second round. All right, next up, at 120 pounds, we're going to have a forfeit from South Kitsap to Graham Kapowson's Andrea Garza. Okay, next up, wrestling at 125 pounds for South Kitsap, returning participant, Rosemary Brooks. And for Graham Kapowson, Allison Banner. Rosemary Brooks is a two-time returning state participant, looking to get up on the medal stand this year, at the top of the stand, we hope. In deep with a takedown. Rosemary gets the quick two. Goes to work on top. Got the score right at the end of the round there. quick reversal for Rosie Brooks. Extends her lead. Locks up a cradle. Going to work. And it's Rosemary Brooks with the technical fall. Next up at 130 pounds, we'll have a forfeit from SK. Shelby Ray Enos Cressy from Graham Kapowson. Shelby Ray Enos Cressy is a two-time state placer returning. Has a great high school career already, looking to place again this year. Next at 135 pounds, wrestling for South Kitsap, Trinity Scott. She will receive a forfeit. And now we're going to have an exhibition match between Trinity Scott and wrestling for Graham Kapowson, Shaylin Roel. Please check in. From Puyallup, wrestling for Graham Kapowson, Shaylin Roel from Puyallup. Trinity Scott with a quick takedown. And a reversal and a pin for Shaylin Roel. Next up at 140 pounds, wrestling for South Kitsap, Haley Goss. And for Graham Kapowson, Olivia Gutierrez. Check in, please. Olivia Gutierrez. And it's Haley Goss with the fall. Next up, wrestling at 145 pounds South Kitsap, Persephone Miller. She will receive a forfeit. Persephone Miller. Next up, wrestling at 155 pounds, Saya Strohauer. She will receive a forfeit. Saya? Next up, wrestling at 170 pounds for Graham Kapowson, Isabella Garza. She receives a forfeit at 170 pounds. And then after her hands raised, okay, now we're gonna have an exhibition match between Saya Strohauer and Isabella Garza. Exhibition match, Saya Strohauer, Isabella Garza. No points awarded here. We're still on our feet, still neutral. And we got a takedown for Garza. Strohauer with a reversal and a takedown and to her back. And gets the fall off the head and arm reversal. Saya Strohauer. Next up, wrestling at 190 pounds from Graham Kapowson, Nevaeh Smothers. And Nevaeh will receive a forfeit. All right, Nevaeh Smothers takes the forfeit there. All right, our last match between South Kitsap and Graham Kapowson will be 170-pound. This will be an exhibition match. Julia Palco, South Kitsap, and Addison Martinez, Graham Kapowson. Martinez with the takedown. Julia working up to her feet. And she gets free for the escape. 2-1. Takedown for Palco to take the lead here, 3-2. Julia survived that reversal near fall, and we move to the second round. Addison Martinez with the fall. And that concludes our match between South Kitsap and Graham Kapowson. Our next match, after a short break here, will be between Graham Kapowson and Puyallup. Again, this match will be starting at 110 pounds. We're going to have a match between Graham Kapowson and Puyallup. So starting at 110 pounds, wrestling for Graham Kapowson, Brooke McBain, and for Puyallup, Kinsey White. McBain in on the leg, he gets the takedown. Directly to the back, looking to get an early fall here, and gets it. Brooke McBain. Next up, wrestling at 115 pounds, Kayla Haman. She will receive a forfeit. Please check in, Kayla. Graham Kapowson is the home team for the team score tonight. Next up, wrestling at 120 pounds for Graham Kapowson, Andrea Garza. She will receive a forfeit. Please check in. Next up, wrestling at 125 pounds, Allison Banner from Graham Kapowson. She will receive a forfeit. Okay, at 130 pounds, we'll have a match here from Graham Kapowson, Shelby Ray Enos Cressy, and for Puyallup, Jennifer Huey. Enos Cressy with the takedown. Gets the half in, looking for a turn. And it's Shelby Ray Enos Cressy with the fall. Next up at 135 pounds, wrestling for Puyallup, Ruby Tracer, and she will receive a forfeit. Next up, wrestling at 140 pounds for Graham Kapowson, Olivia Gutierrez. And Olivia will receive a forfeit. Next up at 155 pounds, wrestling for Puyallup, Deanna Davenport. And you will receive a forfeit. We'll have Davenport still wrestle after we take the next forfeit here. So wrestling at 170 pounds, Isabella Garza from Graham Kapowson. She will receive a forfeit. And now we'll have an exhibition match between Deanna Davenport Puyallup and Isabella Garza, Graham Kapowson. And it's Deanna Davenport with the fall. Okay, our last matchup at 190 pounds is a forfeit. Wrestling for Graham Kapowson, Nevaeh Smothers. And that is our match between Graham Kapowson and Puyallup. All right, we're ready to get started then for our South Kitsap versus Puyallup duel. We're going to start at 110 pounds. And so wrestling at 110 pounds for South Kitsap, Carly Forsyth. For Puyallup, Kinsey White. Carly Forsyth with the takedown. And a reversal for Kinsey White. Ties it up. All right, we move to the second round. Kinsey White got the 3-point near fall there.
Technical violation, 1 point green. So it's for the pink band that was on her wrist. Green your choice, top, bottom, neutral, or deferred. Green chooses top, red down. Let's go. Chain it together. Let's go, Carly. Red, no, blue, green. Explode, Carly. Get up, Carly, get up. Keep work, Carly.
White gets a turn here. And Kinsey White with the fall. Next up at 115 pounds, wrestling for South Kitsap, Taylor Abundis. She will receive a forfeit. Next up at 125 pounds, wrestling for South Kitsap, Rosemary Brooks, and she will receive a forfeit. Next up at 130 pounds, wrestling for Puyallup, Jennifer Huey, and she will receive a forfeit. Next up at 135 pounds, we got a match wrestling for South Kitsap, Trinity Scott. And for Puyallup, Ruby Tracer. Ruby Tracer with the takedown. No near fall on that. Two-point near fall there. Ruby Tracer with the fall. Next up, at 140 pounds, wrestling for South Kitsap, Haley Goss. And for Puyallup, Shaylin Roel. 20 seconds to go. All right, right, Goss up 4-1 as we go to the second round. All right, under a minute to go here. Roel working on top, trying to get the turn. All right, good match here. 4-3 as we go to the third round. Gost gets the takedown. And it's Haley Goss with the fall in the third round. Next up at 145 pounds, wrestling for South Kitsap, Persephone Miller, and she will receive a forfeit. So our last match tonight will be at 155 pounds, and it will have South Kitsap's Saya Strohauer and Puyallup Deanna Davenport. And we got a takedown there for Davenport. Under a minute here in the first. And we had near fall, but then we have a reversal for Saya. She's on the board. 6-2 match here in the second round. Just about a minute to go. Deanna Davenport with the decision. Good match there. So that completes our dual match tonight. Close one. Wolves 24, Puyallup 21. Thanks everyone for coming out.